Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So I went ahead and got in the mail today my Super 7 last batch of He-Man figures. And this is the ones that are the classics and the ones that are the large He-Man figures. And we have Roboto, Stratos, Shadow Weaver, Modulok, Prince Adam, and Katrina. So let's go ahead and open up these and let's see how cool these figures are. Now I may not open all of them, but I will show them to you at least. Sometimes I like to save a figure for later, or I may decide to sell them and don't want to open them, but there's some figures I definitely want to open and see, and I'll do some comparisons with some of the figures in the past in the classics line. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. One thing that's nice about Super 7 that I like is they add this piece of cardboard on top. So in case you do slice down, you're not going to slice down through the boxes of figures. I think that's a really cool touch. I actually like that a lot. So let's go ahead and dump these out. As you can see, I got my figures set up for the comparisons in a little bit. Modulok. He's falling over. All right. Now, here's what's interesting, and something that I actually like a lot, and that is right here, it tells us not a toy. This is not a toy. This is an adult collectible. So anybody out there who somebody's saying, hey, you collect toys. No, I collect adult collectibles. Anyway, so let's take a look here. We got Stratos. And then we have Shadow Weaver, Modulok, Prince Adam, Kittrina, and Roboto. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Anyway, so let's go ahead and open these up. Modulok just does not want to stand. With 3 legs, he should be the easiest to stand. So let's see. Shadow Weaver's going to be really cool. Let's hold off on her. I want to open Modulok. I think the only one I don't want to open is Stratos. So let's open up Stratos first and not fully open the box. I think the rest of them are going to be cool enough to open. So let's take a look here. So here we got Stratos, cardboard box. Let's pop this thing open. I don't know. Maybe I will open Stratos. Stratos has never been my favorite, which is kind of funny because I got a ton of them for some reason. And yeah, I'm not going to open him. There he is. I'm just not really that impressed with him. But I do like the fact that his backpack looks pretty small. That's kind of cool. And he's got the same sword. I believe it's the sword that we got with Tila. And then, of course, he has the staff that we have already. So, there is Stratos. He's going back in the box. He will probably be sold probably a year from now, 2 years from now, and I decide I want to get rid of him. But until then, I'll stick him on my shelf. He will sit, and who knows, I might come back and open him later. Sometimes I end up doing that. All right. Now the one I'm kind of excited about opening is Katrina. So let's go ahead and open up her, because she's really cool. Now just for a quick look at my Stratoses of why I don't care to open another one, let me show you my collection of Stratoses. So here are my Stratoses that I have. Each one is uniquely different. And this is the one that we got originally. And the wings don't spin with it. And then we have the error one. The one that ended up getting Beastman shorts. And then this is the one that came in the 2-pack with Aquaman. And then we have our comic one. And then these are all customs. So this is my red Stratos, with, he's made like the regular 2-pack, except for I put on the, or no, he's like the regular one, sorry, the regular one, but I put on the weapons pack armor. This one has new wings from the 2-pack, and then I have my red Stratos and my blue Stratos. So there we go. Those are all my, actually I take that back, it's not all of them. I also have my go-to Stratos, the one I use all the time, and this is the first one that I ever got, and I took 2000X hands, put them on him, took the Sky Strike 2000X and added this onto his backpack. I gave him a cool sword, and then I went and got a figure called a Blue Devil. There's a DC Universe figure. Sorry for the camera angles. And I stole his weapon because at the time we did not have this cool staff. So this was my staff for the in-between. And I've altered his head so he can look up a little higher than everybody else, the other Stratos. So that's my go-to Stratos. So that's why I'm not too inclined to open another Stratos. Sorry, guys. But Katrina, let's go ahead and pop her open. This figure I've been waiting for. This will be really cool. I don't have a comparison figure to compare her with, just because they didn't make her before. Okay, she does look pretty cool, and looks like her weapon actually is more flexible than I expected. Here's the back of her box. There she is from the comic, or not the comic, the cartoon. And that gives a little bio on her. So let's go ahead and bust her out of this box. Funny thing is, for not liking Stratos, I have way too many of them, which is kind of funny. Because like I said, Stratos was never one of my favorites. There is one character I dislike more than Stratos, and that is Mechaneck. Mechaneck is always my guy that gets usually first one taken out. All right, there she is. Let's go ahead and take out her accessories first. Oh, so this is really soft rubber and a little bit stretchy. I'm kind of afraid this might actually break very easily. I may use some other weapon for her, I'm not sure. Here we go, there's a small version of it. And here's some fire. And then let's take off the twisties on the back. I wish I would have got two of her. Now I did get extra Prince Adams and extra Shadow Weavers, just for customs and selling in the future. But in hindsight, I probably should have got two of her as well. She is pretty cool. Maybe I'll go back on a Big Bad Toy Store and see if they got any left. Now when I did order these, I ordered them direct from Super 7. I did not go to Big Bad Toy Store. So that's where I got these ones from. All right. So I guess it's supposed to hook on to her little thing there. There we go. Watcha! It looks like it's made to go into her leg. This is a very versatile thing. I think it's pretty cool. Check that out. All right, articulation. Let's go and do a breakdown. So we have the ankle articulation, and it rotates the same. The knees, they have a ratcheting motion, and the legs then move, and not much ratcheting there. And it looks like they may have fixed the crotch issue we had with Tila. So it's a bummer that, oh, well, maybe not. Looks like her legs are still sticking out a little bit and low. I may have to take and adjust those and raise them up higher and tuck them in more. And then she has a tail. Just one point of one direction of articulation, just around. There's no other way to move it. And then we have the upper waist. And then her head moves. And her hair is rubbery enough that you can kind of move it around and not have it interfere too much. And then her elbow bends, shoulder moves, wrist turns, and bends as well. So there we go. She's pretty cool. I kind of wish they would have covered it with actual plastic molded fur, but that's okay. All right. Who's next? Shadow Weaver is next. Let's go ahead and pop open Shadow Weaver. Now, I may change my mind after I look at her. I'll see how different she is than the other Shadow Weaver. Yep, she's cool. I'm opening her up. So let's go ahead and check her out. So, let's cut the top off. Okay. Here's what's cool about this Shadow Weaver. Now, in the past, we got our super rare exclusive Shadow Weaver that we all got that had subscriptions, and the price just skyrocketed on her, and if you didn't have her, you weren't going to get her because it was way too much money. A lot of people were really upset because Mattel kind of forced the situation that, hey, if you don't buy our subscription, there's no way you're getting Shadow Weaver. So that made a lot of people kind of upset about that whole situation. So now we have a new Shadow Weaver, and I think she's pretty comparable from what I can see. Here's the back of the box and her bio. And let's get her out of there. Now this is really strange. They have these twisties, but then they have a rubber band. So I don't know if you can see that or not. It's a different form. So you don't even untwist it. You just cut the rubber band and she's free. All right, so this does indent, so it's not flat like we saw with the other Super 7 Shadow Weaver. So I may not have to make her a new stand, which is good. She does have a couple different wands, just like we saw with the Super 7 5.5-inch figure. So let's take a look at articulation. This bottom half is one big clunk, but it rotates up here at the top. It kind of bums me out because this is kind of off center a little bit. Kind of drives me a little bit crazy, but oh, that does turn. Hey, look at that. She does turn at the waist. I take that back. Okay. No longer driving me crazy. Thank you, Super 7. And then her shoulders move. She's got really cool wing structure here. I know it's not really wings, but flaps for her cape. So it gives the illusion like it's huge without actually having two pieces on here or trying to go through the articulation. This is very clever. I kind of wish they would have done the same thing with the Sorceress, but very clever. And you can see the articulation that we have here. Elbow, shoulder. Oh, I'm so afraid to bend the hand. Nope, the hand just rotates around. And then, look, she's doing the Spider-Man symbol. And then on this side, same thing. Elbow, bicep, shoulder, and the hand just rotates around. There is no extra swivel. Anyway, so she has the two different wands. And nice part is they are translucent. And for those that know me, I do like my translucent stuff and my glow-in-the-dark stuff are my two favorites. So there we go. Cool, cool. And she does have a stand. What's crazy is it's not the same stand we got with the 5.25. I was really surprised because the other one, oh, maybe it is. No, the other one had a flat surface across here, didn't tuck in. And let's see how high she stands. That's just about right. She is a little shorter than the other one when she's standing, but I like my figures to kind of hover. Now, the face is different on these. You can see the face is different. This one, of course, is more cartoony looking, so very cool. And, of course, the way the backs look, too. And the coloring is also different. The other one had a strange articulation point in the middle that kind of ruined the sculpt. This one, of course, has the bend up higher, so you don't have that same strange articulation. This is also a strange, I mean, it actually does bend there. To tell you the truth, I actually like the Super 7 one better than our original Classics one, which is really rare for me. Usually the Classics always wins out. But I like the very clean aesthetic to it. Even the bat, I like how it's clean. Even though I know it's cartoony, it's very clean. I kind of wish she had her nose, but that's okay. All right, so let's open the next one. And the next one is Modulok. So let's go ahead and open this thing up and take a look at the Filmation Modulok. Now, I plan on opening this one, but let's take a look and see. I might change my mind after I see him. So let's see what he looks like. Here's the back of the... Oops, didn't pull the sleeve off. There's the back of the box. And here is the front. Oh. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, I do have my own Filmation one that I made a long time ago. And let's see. Must have dropped the head somewhere. I did have the other head that he'd hold in his hand. So it looked kind of like that. And you can see on mine, I have the 3 legs. And I have the 3 fingers. I know the Filmation shows 4, but you only had a choice of either 3 or 2. And I had to swap out the wrist, just like I did at the Wonder Woman figure earlier today that I showed you. And so my leftover part guy only has 2 claws with 2 claws. So anyway, you know what? I don't think I'm going to open him. He is cool, but just not cool enough. Sorry, you guys. So he's going back into the box. He might be sold later. We'll see. Put him back on the shelf. And if I do decide to open him, then I will do the unveiling opening like I usually do. So, just for kicks, I'm going to show you some of the Moduloks I have made. So this is my standard human guy, and of course this is the opposite parts of him. And you can see that when you got Modulok, you only got one torso piece with it, originally with Classics, so this poor guy got stuck with this piece that's really not a torso piece. And then I have my Ultimate Modulok. It's kind of cool looking. It's like a little bug or something. Burp. Then I got my Ultimate Modulok, which is the 6-legged, 4-armed, 2-headed, massive guns Modulok. And this is my, Mega Modulok. And then, of course, like I just showed you, my Filmation one, which has the extra leg, which is why these guys don't get those legs. So, and usually I have a head in his hand, but I must have dropped his head somewhere. I'll have to find it later. Probably kept knocking him over. Let's see. I see a head around here. Nope. All right. Let's see who's next to open. Next, we have Roboto. Let's see if he's worth opening or not. If I like his aesthetic enough to open him. Now, I did not bring out all the Robotos that I've made, but I have a separate video on them if you want to search for it under my channel of all the different Robotos I've made throughout the time. I've made some pretty cool ones. Let's take a look. And, nope, I'm not going to open him either. He is kind of cool, but he's just not my main ones that, my main favorites. For those that know me, you know that I have 11 of my main favorite characters. And my Roboto I have now is more than cool enough. Here's my Roboto. And I used these extra leg pieces on there and painted them silver with a wash. And I made it so you can swap out to have 2 guns, or you can have other weapons too. This side only is a gun and a hand, because I actually did it the reverse of the other side. So, Roboto's cool. The new one, here's the back of the box. You can check out his bio. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show you guys the bio of Modulok. Let me pull that back out so you guys can see that. Burp. There you go. Pause to read it if you need to. I mean, he's kind of cool. I don't know. I might open him later. I'll see. But Roboto, sorry, he is going back into the box, onto the shelf for a later date and time maybe, or to be sold. All right, let's see what's next. What's next is the final one, Prince Adam. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. Now, a while ago, we did get a smiling Prince Adam, and I have a unboxing on him as well. There's Prince Adam. Now, I wanted Prince Adam just for one thing. I know this is kind of messed up. I wanted him just for the lightning blast that he has in there for his sword. So whether I keep the figure or not, I don't know, but I'm still going to open him just because I want that lightning around the sword for He-Man. So let's go ahead and pop him open. All right, there he is. Let me show you the bio on the back and the picture. There is Prince Adam. Looks very cool. Awesome artwork. All these have great artwork. And let's go ahead and take him out of there. He does have a giant shield, just like He-Man does, unpainted. He does have his sword. I'm surprised it's not... Well, I guess in the cartoon his sword's silver, so... Or gray, so that makes sense. Ooh! It's stuck in there. There we go. He does have a special hand for holding the sword aloft. So that's kind of cool. And then we have the Power Blast sword. Now what's interesting is this giant Power Blast sword, which is surprising, is actually longer. It's like a super long sword, like his sword extended in length or something. Let me get the scissors out. Now I don't know if this glows in the dark or not. I will have to test that later. And since I'm not doing this live, I might actually include that clip to see if it glows in the dark. If it does, extra bonus points. But if it doesn't, it's still kind of cool anyway. Okay, so there is that lightning strike. It's made it click onto the sword somehow. But this sword is just so long. I don't really totally understand what and why. Post in the comments if you know why they decided to make the sword extra long. It does fit on the smaller one, but not quite as perfect and cool. Interesting. But for me, this is the most exciting part of the whole entire figure, so sorry I'm spending so much time on this, but this is why I got Prince Adam, was for this lightning thing. I tried making something like this in 3D a long time ago, and it's just very cool looking. I hope it does glow in the dark. That would be cool. Alright, he has an alternate head, which is kind of cool. Is if you have the laughing Prince Adam, you could just pop this head on there and have a regular one. Looks like his hair is a little mislocated, though. I'll have to see. Oh, he's got an ear underneath there. Look at that. Extra sculpting that isn't required. Oh, they got the rubber band thing too, so I don't have to actually spend my time unwinding that. Just cut that right off. And let's go ahead and take them out of there. Okay, there's something really strange, and that is, I don't know if you can see this or not, but his color is actually pink on his arms and his chest instead of white. Let me turn this light on. Hopefully that helps so you guys can see that. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me find something white to put up against it. Here we go. So look at her arm compared to his arm. Maybe harder to see in the camera. It has a really light pink tint to it. Very strange. The vest is actually, looks like a new design. And very cool. Let's talk about articulations. I haven't talked about that in a while. Looks like it's the same articulation as the original He-Man did. Boot cut, knee with ratchets, the side is ratchets, forward and back, the waist, the mid cut but hard to move because of his vest, and then of course his arms. And I'm gonna have to look at the Laughing Prince Adam to see if his was also pink. I don't think his was. I would have noticed that. Let me know when you get this figure if yours has a pink tint to it or not. And it could just be my lighting, but I kind of doubt it. It might be. That's weird. It does look pink. Let me know when you get yours in the comments if yours has a pink hue to it as well. All right. So there is Prince Adam. Let's compare him next to He-Man. There we go. Now, what's interesting is look how shiny they made this one here. This is Super 7s. And you can tell it's Super 7s because the sword does not spin on the back and it's extra shiny. But they actually put a nice matte finish on here. It's almost too matte. I maybe hit it with a light clear paint just to change that up a little bit. And what's also kind of interesting is that this wrist goes back and forth, but the extra wrist they included goes up and down. Yeah, that's definitely pink. So now he can hold his sword aloft and get into the pose. And now he could say his phrase, "By the power of Grayskull." And then you stick him in there. There we go. I have the power. Of course, he has two swords, but you know, this is the one that came with him, and this is the one that came with a different figure. But I like this one better because it has some silver tones to it. All right. That is it. I've opened all the figures up that I'm planning on opening at this moment. And now I got quite the Filmation collection. And like I said, there's some figures I'm just not going to open right now because they're not part of my favorite 11. And I don't really care too much for the new sculpts. Now, I really did like the Shadow Weaver. I really did like, of course, her, because I never had her before. I just wish they would have given her some fur like Merman or something, or like Merman, like Beastman. Of course, let's take a look at the Beastman they used for Filmation. Maybe he doesn't have any fur either. He does not. They made him smooth too. But I guess that makes sense. This is supposed to be cartoon drawn. So there you guys go. Like, subscribe, let me know what you think. And I'm going to have to look at the Laughing Prince Adam to see if he is pink as well. And if not, I may be doing some swap outs for the Laughing body with this Prince Adam. All right, you guys. You know what? I'm going to go get that Prince Adam. I'll be right back. Let's go and check this for glowing. Let's see if it does. It looks like it would glow. Let's charge this thing up. Let's turn off this light and see. Ah, cool. It does glow in the dark. So there we go. Thank you, Super 7. That is really cool. Cool. Yep. So I've done a search. I looked all over and I cannot find my Smiling He-Man anywhere. So I went to Big Bad Toy Store, just ordered another one. It should be here soon. But I went and grabbed the Sorceress out of the package, and you could, not out of the package, but out of the box, and you could see the difference between her white and his pink. It definitely is pink. I asked my wife too, and she said, yep, it's got a pink tint to it, which, you know, I don't mind him in his pink vest, but it's supposed to be white. White shirt. Anyway, so when I do get my other one, I will check it to see. I noticed the vest is also different on the other one, like I mentioned earlier. And the cool part is then I'll have two Prince Adams, one that has white, and I'll probably give him this head, and I'll probably stick this head on here, or put the laughing head on him. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that is the end of my review. Post your comments below. Let me know what you think. And that's pretty much it. I am curious now. Anybody that owns the Prince Adam from the 5.5-inch figures, did they make him pink or white? I'm almost tempted just to buy one just to see for myself. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Tell your friends. Let them, or tell your friends to join us on this channel, and I will talk to you guys later. Oh, just so you know, this hand does bend up and down as well. And this hand will be going on my Laughing Prince Adam with the white shirt. All right, you guys. Thanks again. Bye now.